Man, you nigga.
Suck my dick with your mother's lips.
From hopping on Instagram Live to argue with gang members, to pulling off a wild hair reveal just to prove he isn't bald.
Bull-headed, no edges, having ass. There's already a video on my Instagram, but let me just cut to the chase.
To confronting Trippie Redd on camera like it's a pay-per-view fight, 6ix9ine's 2025 has been pure madness. Here are some of his craziest moments caught on camera. The Instagram Live collaboration with Lil Tay. Let's kick things off with a moment that took us all back to a simpler, more innocent time in internet culture, when 6ix9ine hopped on Instagram Live with none other than Lil Tay, the self-proclaimed youngest flexer of the century. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Lil Tay was that 9-year-old who went viral back in the day for her over-the-top flexing videos, and in this particular live session, things got absolutely wild. The energy was electric from the very beginning.
Bad baby, she a
Talk your shit. What else?
She a clout chaser. She sets up everything. She calls the cops like, she's a clout chaser. She's just trying to suck my clout.
The duo immediately started going off about Bod Bobby, with Lil Tay calling her a clout chaser who supposedly set up situations and called the cops. The young internet sensation wasn't holding back, claiming that Bod Bobby kept mentioning her in interviews just to ride her wave of popularity. But here's where it gets really entertaining. 6ix9ine, being the ultimate hype man that he is, decided to prove just how much the streets of Brooklyn loved Lil Tay. He literally went outside, camera in hand, walking through his neighborhood, trying to find random people to ask if they knew who Lil Tay was.
Yo, bro, you know who Lil Tay is? You know who Lil Tay? Nah, you don't know hold on, look, Lil Tay right here, bro. You don't know Lil Tay?
Yo, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, I know Lil Tay is.
Lil Tay, right? She popping on these streets, right?
Popping on these streets, Lil
I
Tay.
told you, bro.
What made this moment so crazy wasn't just the random street interactions or the fact that 6ix9ine was walking around Brooklyn without security, which, considering his reputation and the constant threats he faces, is absolutely bonkers. It was the pure chaos and unpredictability of it all.
Yo,
See, like,
banning
I'm comfortable,
Bad Baby from LA.
Huh?
I'm banning Bad Baby from LA. She don't want no smoke.
Hey, you need to. What's good? Yo, y'all know Lil Tay, right? Come through.
Throughout the entire live stream, 6ix9ine kept emphasizing how the streets were really his, how he didn't need security, and how people genuinely showed him love wherever he went. He was taking pictures with random people, getting shout-outs, and basically turning a simple Instagram Live into a full-blown Brooklyn street tour. The whole thing lasted nearly 8 minutes of pure, unfiltered entertainment that reminded everyone why 6ix9ine became famous in the first place. He knows how to create a spectacle, and he knows how to keep people watching. And just when you thought 6ix9ine couldn't top walking through Brooklyn with Lil Tay on FaceTime, he went viral again, this time for something completely different. Forget street antics, this one happened in front of a mirror. The natural hair reveal and wig rant. Now, if you thought that first moment was wild, buckle up, because this next one had the entire internet debating for weeks. For months, people had been speculating about 6ix9ine's hair situation. Was he wearing wigs? Was he going bald? Were those rainbow colors actually his real hair? Or was it all smoke and mirrors? Well, in true 6ix9ine fashion, he decided to address all the rumors head on in the most dramatic, over-the-top way possible.
Yo, so I see a lot of videos going around, everybody saying 6ix9ine got a wig on. To remind you, you bull-headed, no edges, having ass. There's already a video on my Instagram, but let me just cut to the chase.
Right from the jump, he wasn't playing around. He called out everyone who had been talking about his hair, specifically targeting those who were dealing with their own hair loss issues. But here's where it gets absolutely insane.
This right here is my hair. I do this, look, and I'm gonna say it real quick. Yo, don't get my face right here. I do this because I want to do it. You do it because you have to do it. You is bull. Now, he's so sassy. No, you're bullheaded. Like, what are you talking about? That's why y'all be doing them fucking, yo, get the sewing. Get the proper sewing real quick. Oh, he's so sassy.
The rapper proceeded to remove a short, sewn-in wig to reveal his actual long hair cascading down his back, basically proving to everyone that he wasn't bald and that his hair was, in fact, very real and very long. But he didn't stop there. Oh no.
No, bitch, you're bullheaded. That's why y'all be doing them tree oils. Dog, what's that shit?
A bag on tree oil.
Them fucking hood massages. What's that shit? And this is
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil. Y'all be putting bananas, lemons.
Smacking eggs on
Y'all be
your scalp.
smacking eggs on y'all shit. Y'all really be putting guacamole and a whole bunch of teas, remedies, Haitian fucking woods in the fucking y'all be doing some crazy shit, but
He went on an absolute tirade about all the home remedies that people use for hair growth: coconut oil, bananas, lemons, even guacamole masks, basically roasting anyone and everyone who had to use these treatments because they were losing their hair. His whole point was that he wears wigs because he wants to, not because he has to, and he made sure everyone understood the difference. The rant continued for nearly 3 minutes, with 6ix9ine repeatedly pulling on his hair to show it was real, getting his stylist to confirm it was sewn in properly, and just going absolutely ballistic on anyone who dared question his follicles.
That's a fact.
this is hang time. Look, I don't gotta do no promotion for no teas and oils and what's that other shit called, though?
Coconut oil.
Coconut oils in my. This is hang time. Get the scalp though. Get the scalp. Look, this is really my head.
What made this moment so crazy wasn't just the hair reveal itself. It was the sheer passion and energy he brought to defending his hairline. The man made a whole production out of it, complete with dramatic hair flips and demands that people tag their favorite baldy in the comments. It was peak 6ix9ine. Controversial, confrontational, and absolutely impossible to ignore. But the internet never stays calm for long when 6ix9ine's name comes up. Right after proving his hair was real, he jumped straight back into his favorite sport, beef. And this time, his old rival, Trippie Redd, picked up the call. The Trippie Redd Instagram live confrontation. Moving on to moment number 3, and this one takes us into beef territory. The long-standing feud between 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd has been one of the most documented rivalries in modern hip-hop, and in 2025, we got another chapter when the two connected on Instagram Live in what could only be described as a tense, awkward, and slightly threatening conversation. The live started with 6ix9ine announcing to everyone that he was in Los Angeles, which immediately got people's attention because LA is Trippie's territory, and for 6ix9ine to be there without checking in is basically asking for trouble in the hip-hop world.
And, where you at? Yeah, I'm in LA right now. Oh, where? Yeah, I'm in LA right now, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just cool right now. I was gonna see where y'all was at.
The conversation between them was fascinating because it walked this weird line between wanting to squash the beef and still throwing subtle jabs at each other.
Yeah, I was like, let me just go check LA right now, you know what I'm saying? See what it's saying now.
We need to talk, bro. We need to chop it.
Yeah, I know. I already know. I had a conversation with Elliot.
And
we gonna talk in person.
But things got interesting when people in the background started questioning who 6ix9ine's big homie was, essentially asking who was vouching for him or who he was checking in with.
I want to talk to your big homie.
I am my big homie.
Nah, where your CEO at?
Huh?
No, that's a fact though. I heard Elliot talk to you. We gonna talk though. We gonna chop it up. I was just seeing what you was doing.
Now that's a fact.
After the call ended, 6ix9ine immediately went on a rant about how he doesn't check in with anybody, making it crystal clear that he wasn't asking for permission to be in LA and that he moves however he wants to move.
Yeah, we 30K. Let me screenshot this. 33K. That's the most I ever had in my life, blood. You know what I'm saying? What's up though? I don't check in, blood. Nigga back. Nigga know that. I do not check in. I'm back out here again. Letting my nuts hang on these streets.
What made this moment so crazy was the sheer boldness of it all. Here's a guy who's been labeled a snitch, who's had multiple altercations, who's been jumped, who's had people try to harm him, and he's casually calling up one of his rivals while in that rival's city, basically daring anyone to do something about it. The audacity, the confidence, or some might say the recklessness, was absolutely through the roof. After all that digital chaos, what came next was surprisingly normal. No yelling, no threats, just flashing lights and a police body cam capturing a side of 6ix9ine we don't usually see. The body cam traffic stop. Now, this next moment gave us a rare glimpse into 6ix9ine's life from a perspective we don't usually see through the lens of police body cam footage. In July 2025, 6ix9ine was pulled over in Florida for running a stop sign, and what followed was a surprisingly calm interaction that still managed to be interesting because, well, it's 6ix9ine. The stop began like any routine traffic stop, with the officer approaching the vehicle and immediately noticing something concerning.
Well, I promise you I'm the real police.
Alright, yeah. Sorry
Can I get your license, registration, insurance?
I don't have my license on me. I'll give you my name and
Do you have anything with your information on it?
No, I have nothing. That was my information on me.
How old's the little one in the back?
He's 9 years old.
9 years old. Why is he not wearing a seatbelt?
Sorry.
We just pulled out the house.
Now, 6ix9ine explained that they had just left the house and mentioned that he'd been stopped by fake police before, which is why he was initially cautious. The officer was professional throughout, but there was still an issue. The 9-year-old child in the back seat wasn't wearing a seatbelt, which is not only dangerous, but also illegal. What's interesting about this moment is how cooperative 6ix9ine was throughout the entire interaction. There was no attitude, no trying to flex his celebrity status, no causing a scene. He gave his information, he apologized, and he took responsibility for the situation.
I'm not going to issue a citation for you not wearing a seatbelt. You're an adult. Make your own decisions.
No, I took mine off.
But it wasn't on when I got up here.
Definitely.
Hey,
I have it on video.
Again, you're not getting a ticket.
No. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, I am going to give you a ticket for him, though. He's got to be in the seatbelt. Because if you get into an accident, it's going to be more damaging for him. Okay? It's $160, no points. Just take care of it within 30 days.
The officer ended up giving 6ix9ine a break on the stop sign violation and his own seatbelt issue, but did issue a $160 ticket for the child not being properly restrained. The whole interaction lasted just a few minutes and ended peacefully, with 6ix9ine thanking the officer and driving away. What makes this moment crazy isn't drama or conflict, it's the contrast. This is the same guy who gets into heated arguments online, who's constantly surrounded by controversy, but in this moment, caught on body cam footage, we see a completely different side, compliant, respectful, and just trying to handle a simple traffic stop without making it a bigger deal than it needs to be. But peace never lasts long in 6ix9ine's world. A few weeks later, the calm was over, and the chaos returned, this time during another live stream that nearly turned into a digital brawl with NYC gang members. Heated argument with NYC gang members. This next moment is absolutely wild and shows 6ix9ine getting into a verbal confrontation with members of New York City gangs while on Instagram Live. Now, we all know 6ix9ine's history with gang culture, and this live session brought all of that tension to the surface in real time. The argument started almost immediately, with both sides trading insults and challenging each other's credibility.
Don't talk like that though, buddy.
Yo, bro, what's the vibes, homie? Nigga, suck my dick with your mother's lips.
The core of the argument centered around authenticity and who was really from the streets. The people arguing with 6ix9ine were essentially saying that he wasn't really about that life, that he was fake, and that he didn't actually spend time in the projects like he claimed. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine was firing back, questioning whether they had ever made it out of the projects, implying that he had achieved success while they were still stuck in the same place.
But the problem with you is that you hitting 30 in the jet still, you're not doing nothing.
Yo, bro,
Who hitting 30?
Yo, bro, hear what I'm saying, bro. You really about to hit. Yo, bro, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. You and your nigga. Yo, bro, listen to me. You and your nigga been in the jacks for your whole life, bro. Y'all never made it out the jack. Y'all never got on a flight, nigga.
Do you know where I live at? Me?
Where?
You talking to me?
Where?
Me.
Where?
Not in the Jets, dick sucker.
You don't even know what's going on. Like,
Yo, bro, keep it a stack. Yo, bro,
what type of time you on?
Yo, bro, that nigga police.
Yo, you hear me?
Yo, this nigga's a fucking.
What type?
Yo, listen, yo.
Like what type
Yo,
of time?
listen.
What type of time you on right now, though? What type of
I'm
time
on your
you on?
time.
Like,
I'm on your time. What type of time you on?
What made this moment absolutely crazy was the raw, unfiltered tension that you could feel through the screen. These weren't just random internet trolls. These were people who genuinely had issues with 6ix9ine, and the conversation could have easily escalated beyond just words. The back and forth continued for nearly 6 minutes, with neither side backing down, both trying to establish dominance and prove their point. The live stream ended without any physical confrontation, but it served as a reminder of the very real dangers that 6ix9ine faces simply by being who he is and maintaining his online presence. For someone who testified against gang members and has been labeled a snitch, every interaction like this carries weight and potential consequences. And while those online fights usually stay on the internet, this next moment had real-world consequences, because what happened next landed 6ix9ine right back in front of a federal judge. The mall assault court confession. Moving from live stream drama to real-world consequences, this moment involves 6ix9ine appearing in Manhattan federal court in September 2025 to address a serious probation violation. The incident in question? An assault that took place at a Florida mall in August 2025. The backstory is as dramatic as you'd expect. According to reports, 6ix9ine was at a Palm Beach County mall when he encountered a man who recognized him and started taunting him, specifically calling him a snitch, a label that has followed him ever since his 2019 testimony against the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. The situation quickly escalated, with 6ix9ine and an associate knocking the man to the ground and then proceeding to punch and kick him. The attack only stopped when they realized the victim was armed, at which point they fled the scene. Fast forward to September 25th, and 6ix9ine was standing before Judge Paul A. Engelmeyer, admitting to the violation. "Me and another individual hit a person, and I was wrong," he stated simply. It was a far cry from his usual bombastic persona. No excuses, no justifications, just a straightforward admission of guilt. The consequences were immediate and severe. Judge Engelmeyer ordered him to be placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor, confining him to his Florida home with exceptions only for medical treatment, court appearances, or religious services. This marked his third probation violation in less than a year, following previous incidents including failed drug tests and unauthorized travel. What makes this moment so crazy is what it represents. Here's someone who built his entire brand on being tough, on not backing down, on confronting anyone who disrespects him, and it literally got him placed under house arrest. The sentencing for this violation, along with other accumulated violations, is scheduled for November 4th, 2025, where he could face up to 5 years in prison if the judge decides his behavior warrants it. The stakes couldn't be higher, and this moment captured on courtroom video serves as a sobering reminder that actions have consequences, even for celebrities. You'd think after facing the judge, he'd keep things quiet, but nope. Not only did he admit guilt in court, he turned around and basically confessed to another crime on camera. Only 6ix9ine could pull off that level of self-snitching. Self-snitching confession on Vlad TV. Now, if you thought admitting to assault was crazy, wait until you hear about this interview moment where 6ix9ine basically admits to self-snitching. In September 2025, during a multi-part interview series with DJ Vlad on Vlad TV, 6ix9ine recounted a story about filming a robbery involving Rap-A-Lot Records affiliates back in 2018, and then sending that video to DJ Academics. The irony here is absolutely incredible. This is a guy who's been called a snitch for testifying in court, and here he is admitting that he literally recorded himself and his associates committing a crime, and then shared that evidence with someone who could be subpoenaed. As he explained in the interview, even though he eventually destroyed his phone by smashing it in Greece, the damage was already done because Academics had the video and federal authorities were able to access it through a subpoena. The confession shows a level of self-awareness that's almost shocking. You're basically self-snitching. I recorded, doesn't matter. You're still recording a crime and they can access your phone, he acknowledged in the interview. He even explains his flawed reasoning at the time, saying he felt safe recording it and never thought it would come back to haunt him. What makes this moment crazy is the context. This interview was released on the same day he was in court confessing to the mall assault, creating this surreal situation where we're watching him admit to past mistakes while simultaneously dealing with the consequences of recent ones. The Vlad TV series, which includes multiple parts exploring his gang affiliations, beefs with other artists, and the events leading up to his arrest, has garnered hundreds of thousands of views, with people fascinated by how open and honest he's being about things that most people would never discuss publicly. But if that wasn't enough controversy, what came next had the internet divided all over again. His comments about the late King Von were so cold that even his fans couldn't defend him. King Von diss reflection. This next moment is controversial, disturbing, and absolutely emblematic of why 6ix9ine remains one of the most polarizing figures in hip-hop. In October 2025, during another segment of his Vlad TV interview, 6ix9ine reflected on his ongoing beef with the late King Von and the circumstances surrounding Von's death in November 2020. The way 6ix9ine discussed this was absolutely shocking to many people. He not only defended his previous rest in piss comments about King Von, but also doubled down, saying things like he hopes Von burns in hell. He went into detail about watching the video of the shooting on his birthday, analyzing how Von's associates allegedly ran on him despite being present in large numbers. "When you try to take food out my family's mouth, everything comes off the table," he explained as his justification for the disrespect, arguing that King Von and his crew, particularly Lil Durk and the OTF collective, had come after him first by getting him blackballed from the industry and creating an environment where he couldn't perform safely. The response to these comments was was overwhelmingly negative, with fans and commentators calling the remarks deeply disrespectful and accusing 6ix9ine of crossing a line that shouldn't be crossed. Social media erupted with criticism, though some pointed out the hypocrisy in hip-hop culture, where dissing the dead has become somewhat normalized, with artists like King Von himself having made similar comments about deceased rivals. This moment, captured on video and spreading across social media platforms, demonstrates the ongoing controversy that follows 6ix9ine everywhere he goes. It raised questions about where the line should be drawn in hip-hop beefs, especially when discussing artists who have passed away. The fact that he showed no remorse and actually seemed to take pride in his comments made it even more shocking. And the segment has since become one of the most controversial parts of his entire Vlad TV interview series, generating over 560,000 views and countless discussions across hip-hop forums and social media. Still, nothing could have prepared fans for what he revealed next, stories straight out of a movie. Because apparently, his time in federal custody was like living in a hip-hop version of Arkham Asylum. Prison cellmate stories. Now let's shift gears to something that sounds almost too wild to be true. In September 2025, 6ix9ine shared absolutely insane stories about his time in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, specifically about sharing a housing unit with some of the most high-profile inmates in recent memory. According to 6ix9ine's account, during his 45-day stay for probation violations in late 2024, he was placed in a special protective unit alongside Sean Diddy Combs, former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez, and FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. This unit, designed for high-profile or vulnerable prisoners, operates in a dormitory-style setup rather than individual cells, which meant these wildly different individuals were essentially living in close quarters. The most entertaining story involves his first meeting with Diddy. "Yo, that's crazy how we meet, right?" Diddy allegedly said when 6ix9ine entered the unit, and they shared a hug. But then, in typical 6ix9ine fashion, he immediately asked, "Yo, why you never invited me to none of your parties?" A pointed reference to Diddy's infamous freak-off gatherings that have been central to his ongoing legal troubles. He even claims he put Diddy on a phone call with DJ Academics during this time, though he was careful not to delve too deeply into Diddy's case for fear of potential legal repercussions. "He's a great guy, like super cool, super chill," 6ix9ine said about Sam Bankman-Fried, positioning him as a buddy during their shared time. While he didn't share as many specific anecdotes about their interactions, the mere fact that a rainbow-haired rapper and a disgraced cryptocurrency mogul were breaking bread together in federal detention is absolutely wild. Details on Juan Orlando Hernandez were thinner, with 6ix9ine mentioning him primarily as part of the Eclectic Group, the president of Honduras, without elaborate personal interactions. Hernandez, convicted of facilitating massive cocaine shipments while in office, represents the political dimension of the unit's diversity. What makes these stories so crazy is the sheer absurdity of the situation. You have a rapper, a music mogul, a former president, and a cryptocurrency fraudster all living together in what social media users have compared to a real-life Arkham Asylum. The stories have fueled countless memes and discussions online, with people drawing comic book analogies and speculating about what conversations must have taken place in that unit. While some skepticism exists, given 6ix9ine's history of embellishment, the basic facts have been confirmed through legal documents and news reports, making these tales at least partially verified. And while 6ix9ine was telling wild stories from behind bars, someone else was breaking down his entire career from the outside. One viral YouTuber, Agent 00, dropped a video that might have summed it all up perfectly. Agent 00's not coming back commentary. For our final moment, we're looking at something a little different. Not something 6ix9ine did directly, but rather a viral commentary video from content creator Agent 00 that predicted 6ix9ine's irrelevance in 2025. Released in February 2025, the 19-minute video titled 6ix9ine is not coming back in 2025 methodically broke down all the reasons why the rapper's career appeared to be in terminal decline. Agent 00, a prominent gaming and hip-hop commentator with millions of followers, traced 6ix9ine's trajectory from his pre-prison rise as a master troll with viral hits to his post-prison struggles. He highlighted the blackballing of his 2020 album, Tattletales, betrayed business partnerships like the alleged $2 million loss with Steve Wildoit, IRS raids, seizing assets including a Lamborghini and jewelry, and the infamous 2023 LA fitness assault where 6ix9ine was beaten after dropping his security. The most interesting part of the commentary was Agent's analysis of 6ix9ine's new $6 million deal with Cartel Music signed in late 2024. The deal included strict clauses requiring him to allocate funds to IRS debts, avoid arrests, and cease online trash talking, essentially asking 6ix9ine to stop being 6ix9ine. Agent argued these constraints clashed fundamentally with the rapper's chaotic persona, predicting failure and continued irrelevance. What makes this moment crazy is how it's played out. Since the video dropped, 6ix9ine has released multiple singles including Still Standing on God, Papa, New Body, featuring Wiz Khalifa and Tyga, and Facts dissing Young Thug, showing he's still creating music. However, he's also faced that July drug, possession plea, the September home detention after the mall assault, and multiple club ejections, partially validating agents' predictions about legal troubles derailing any comeback. The commentary sparked discussions in gaming and hip-hop communities about the life cycle of controversy-driven artists, with some agreeing that 6ix9ine's time had passed while others argued his continued ability to generate headlines meant he remained relevant regardless of chart performance. As of October 2025, the verdict is still out, but the video serves as a fascinating time capsule, capturing the debate about 6ix9ine's future at the start of the year. That brings us to the end of this story. For more interesting videos like this, click on TA cards on your screen.